All right. This is a huge wake up call. This is definitely a huge wake up call of like how scary things can get during a time where I am planning to spend the most money I've ever spent in my life at one time. Hey, it's Linda here. So I just posted a video that I got laid off a second time. And so this is going to be me budgeting my last paycheck that I got from my job. And so what you see on the screen here is a bunch of numbers, but I basically have on the left the Empower Dashboard app, and I'm going to be translating that onto my Excel spreadsheet on the right. This is kind of the budgeting tool I've been using for over a decade, and it's been working really good for me. And I also listed a link to the free template in my description below. I have also a video that goes over how I use it as well. So I've shared it with friends and family, and I want to share it with you guys. And so I will be going through just my kind of regular spreadsheet, and then I'm going to be going through forecasting the money I'll be getting and just going in, going out for the rest of 2025. So let's get started. So I usually have a split screen set up with my tool that I use on the left. Right now, I'm using Empower Personal Capital, and I used to use Mint.com, but that has gone away, and Credit Karma, which replaced it, is not as good. So I use this free tool, Empower, which I did a video reviewing it as well. And so we have the cash as it stands now. Some of this is manual, so I'll have to update update some of the numbers a little bit here as well. So yeah, let's start with updating what's in my checking. Of course, edit these numbers right here. So the dates we will edit to today is March 6th. So let's show my keyboard here. 3/6/25. March 6th. So copy that. I should close some of these, just like delete some of these rows because I currently am not using LMCU before. That was the best interest rate for a couple years I was using at 3%, but now there's higher interest rates. So I have opened a couple more savings accounts, checking accounts since I last posted a budget video because interest rates have been so good for those. So for LMCU, that's still zero. For Capital One, so I have 15,530. And I have a lot of expenses coming up in the next month or so. So I have a lot of cash on hand. I usually don't keep this much cash on hand, but with the combination of the high interest rates and the high immediate expenses I have with my wedding coming up, and also a huge tax bill I have because I rolled over more of my 401k to a Roth IRA. I have a lot of expenses. And I was also thinking of buying a new car because I've had my car for it's going to be 13 years this year. But now that I'm laid off, I think I'm going to try to run it to the ground. I think it's going to last a few more years. You know, I changed the windshield wipers. The tires are good right now. It just makes some creaking noises when I brake sometimes. Other than that, it's missing a hubcap. But yeah, I think I could make it last a few more years, and I could hold off on maybe buying a new car. So that's why I have a lot of cash on hand right now. So Empower Cash, this is actually the I think it's not really considered like a checking or savings account. It's like a cash account through the Personal Capital Empower company as well. So I used to have a really good interest rate almost 5% for that, but then the interest rate fell a little bit, so I moved it to a different one. I think I'm gonna do a video comparing a lot of checking and savings accounts and their interest rates and how they are with usability, because I'm really into just comparing that stuff. I kind of have a hobby of chasing interest rates. So I tend to open a lot of accounts, but I'm trying to lessen that because the more accounts, the more logins and just things you have to keep track of. And so in the past, I have missed bills, and that's not good. But luckily, I was able to catch it within 30 days. And so you just call up the company and ask for the late bill to be taken off. So my credit history is spotless. No, there should be no late fees on there. So that's just a tip for you guys. If you are ever late on your bills, just try to call the company within 30 days and ask for that late fee to be taken off as long as you could pay your bill within that time. And usually, if you're in good standing with them, they'll be able to see that, oh, we see that you've never been late before. So, of course, we could take off this late fee. So, all the companies that I've called, it's just a simple phone call on the back of your card, but they've always been able to accommodate that. So that's just a tip if you're ever late on your bills. And there's so many reasons why you could be late. Like me, I sometimes just was juggling too many accounts. So anyways, Empowered Personal Cash, that stands at 153.94 right now. SoFi checking, I have that at 0. It came with the SoFi savings, and this is another high interest one that I opened. So we will put that at 17, 187.91. So this is where my my paychecks currently go to. So my last paycheck that I got, I usually get paid bi-weekly, or like twice a month. No, bi-weekly. No, I get paid twice a month at my last job that I just got laid off at. So my last paycheck, it's much higher than usual because they paid out I think a whole extra month of pay. So I have to double check on the amount for that because I think I'm actually owed a little bit more. My paycheck came out to 11,000, about a little over 11,000, and every 2 weeks or so I get paid that goes into my account about a little over 4,000. So if I'm calculating that correctly, I should have gotten actually like at least 12,000 something dollars and more than that because I might have some vacation that I might have accrued. However, I did deplete my vacation recently, so I don't know how much vacation I've actually accrued. But yeah, I'll have to double check on that statement. And so, however, this is where that savings accounts for right now. Okay, so moving on to my savings account. So I have this Bank of America savings, which is my oldest account. I'm not the biggest fan of Bank of America. They've always given me a hard time. But I keep this open because for my credit history to stay in the 800s, I feel like this helps keeping my oldest account open. I suggest keeping your oldest account open as long as there's no fee with the oldest account. If there's a fee you have to pay, then you should probably close it. But to prevent a fee, I have to keep the balance at 300 or above. So that's why there's 300 there. Not using LMCU anymore. And then I have Open Bank. So that one is part of Santander, but I wasn't able to link it. So I have to update this because this one is a pretty high interest rate. They did lower it recently, so even though these interest rates are high, they can change it pretty much on a whim. So my current balance is $20,077.56. So I got $77.56 for 1 month of interest. And so, yeah, it's pretty nice to have these high interest accounts now because I think of it almost like paying for my monthly subscriptions and stuff. So the current annual percentage yield interest, or APY, is at 4.40% for Santander. So 20,000, so what was it? 77.56. Okay, so I put notes beside there like, okay, this is for my emergency fund, wedding slash car slash tax. So my tax this year, that since it's March, I'm gonna have to pay it soon and file my taxes by April. It's gonna be almost $10,000, which is pretty hefty. But I saved for it, so I set that money aside. And even when I'm in dire times like now, where I've lost my job and I got laid off, I know I have that money, so I'll just be careful in my spending in other ways. Okay, so moving on to investments. So here I just record my investments that are easily available, pretty much cash as well. I know it's not the same thing as cash, but I have things like HSA and, of course, my Roth IRA 401k. I usually don't include that here. It's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. I let it grow. I record it in other places, and of course, I link it to my Empower account to kind of track my net worth. But here, we'll just add my Robinhood and Vanguard. So let me update the dates here really quick. Okay, so Robinhood stands at, it looks like, so this is how kind of I track the market too. It looks like the market has been going down a little bit. So 20,000 for 22.95. So I lost a cool 1,000 there. And my Vanguard, this is my mutual fund, 71 to 37.86. And I put kind of a note there that's for like my home down payment, and it's probably gonna feed into more of my retirement as well. So now we're gonna go to the left and update some of these things. So for credit card balance, I just put this big number at the top, which is $2,511.88. I don't always update this part on like non-money stuff or incoming cash that's not in my accounts. So non-money stuff. So this is stuff that's not tied to like any accounts. So some cash, I think I have maybe like closer to $50 or $75. Amazon balance, I've used my gift cards, so I think I've depleted all like the Christmas gift cards we got. I have a Best Buy cert for $15 that I just got, so I need to use that. It expires April, but I have to be careful because that's how I can overspend a lot. So I don't know, I might buy like a pop socket for my cell phone or something. So I have like a lot of airline hotel points I'll probably use for my honeymoon, probably. I bought a bunch of white dresses to wear for like wedding events, but or just like white outfits, and I need to return a bunch of them. I need to remember to do that. I think I have $600 worth of returns. And so, yeah, other points stuff. And so, even though the balance is like thousands of dollars, all of this is like points. And honestly, I don't know if I'll be able to utilize that full $4,000. So, it's almost like play money to me, because the point value, like I didn't spend that much to get that. But if I'm quick enough, and plan my points around it, I could probably get that much from me just like opening up credit cards and stuff over the years. All right, let's go migrate to the left. So this is how I do it. I always go from the right to the left and check out what bills are due and if I want to change any of my estimates for anything. So let's see, credit card bill. I think everything is going to be due. And also, I check if there are any tags. Right now, there's no tags for it. But if there's any in progress tabs on the right side, I check my transactions. Usually, I check on the Empower app over overview transactions to make sure that my bills have been paid, that I set out to be paid, and there's no fraudulent charges. So I checked that. It looks kosher to me. And so then I also check what is upcoming due. So in the Empower app, there is a bills section as well, which is really helpful to me. And so it tracks like what's coming due, but also because I have so many different accounts, I make sure to log into each account website to make sure if anything's due. So I found out that pretty much all my credit card bills are due. So I'll put this full amount here, this 2511.88, and I will be paying that right after this, right after I finish budgeting here. So because I will be paying that today, I'm going to put a tag where I will say in progress. Just a little tag on the side here. So next time I go to review this in about a week or two, it should be credited out of my account. And yeah, this will be an indicator that that should be taken out in my transactions. So that's in progress. And sometimes I just put the amount here, and if it's not due yet, or if I'm not paying it right away, sometimes I want to wait for like another paycheck to come in or something before paying it right away. Maybe I want to take advantage of the end of the month interest coming up. I will just like not put in progress. I'll just have the number there. Okay, so I'm going to be paying my mortgage. It looks like, I don't know, it seems like my mortgage payment might have lowered a little bit because last month I paid $1,629. I think it's because at the beginning of the year, it always says I'm short on escrow, so I ended up paying a little bit more. But this month, it looks like my upcoming payment for mortgage is a couple dollars less, 1,581. So we put that amount, 1,581.84. And so, of course, like during times of layoffs, since when I was laid off the first time 5 years ago and I was single, living alone, I was contemplating getting a roommate because I do live in a 2-bedroom home. And so if I got a roommate, I could easily cut this bill in half. But right now, I'm okay. And also, I'm planning to move out in 2 months to move in with my fiance/husband. So, and then that expense will be our mortgage expense split between each of us will be significantly less. So, but for the next 2 months, this will be my bill. I'm okay with paying that. We'll put in progress because I'm going to pay that right away as well. So HOA is coming up. That's going to be about $95. That's automatically withdrawn about the 10th of every month. So that's coming up in a few days. I'm going to put in progress there as well. So there's going to be a lot of things in progress that I'm going to check for when next time I do the bills. So this payment, I do have a bill due for $135.99 due in 2 weeks, about $35.90. So I will pay that right away as well. Copy, paste. So I did receive a bill, um, and it's due in a few days. So definitely gotta be on top of that. 128.58. 128.58. Okay, so that's gonna be in progress. Oops. Okay. I like to remind myself that I was able to pay off my MBA bill. That makes me feel good. I'm not going to any gym right now. I bought the Ring Fit for my Nintendo Switch, so I made a tiny little investment there. I've been doing that some, and just doing home workouts. I need to be better at that though. Car property tax. I don't think it's due soon, so that's the times we paid. Uh, I think it will be due sometime in April or May, and usually it's due around October. Well, actually, it's due once a year, so October time. Don't need to worry about it. Investments, I think I'm gonna like hold on that for now. Usually, I have been contributing as much as possible, whether it's trying to max out my 401k, or Roth IRA. And I was getting to a point in this is definitely a very good privileged problem to have, I admit. But I was getting to a point where I was making more than I can contribute to my Roth IRA. Since I expect this year I probably won't be making as much, I'll probably contribute to it again, but I think I'm going to wait until December to see how I am. And also, I realize that I think I've been honestly contributing too much to my retirement accounts, my Roth IRA and 401k, because now they're kind of like locked behind that system until I turn 59 and a half, unless I want to get tax penalty really, really hard, like 10% or even more. So, in times like this where I might have to take a sabbatical, or want to take a sabbatical, and I want to have access to more cash, I've been trying to figure out ways to access that. Now, I'm not a tax professional, I'm not a finance professional, but I've been researching, I've been rolling over my 401k to my Roth IRA a lot, and I've been researching that maybe I could withdraw from my Roth IRA penalty free as long as the money has been in there for 5 years. And so next year I'm coming up to 5 years for a big chunk of that money. So we could, yeah, I'll see how that goes. It's a very privileged position to be in because it means I have savings, but I just can't access a lot of those savings. But however, I do have cash on hand that I could use, which is good. So, gifts. I it depends when people's birthdays are coming up. I did give to charity last year. We'll see how my funds are. This year, I think honestly, I'm gonna still be a little bit stingy on gifts this year. I think I gave my nephew a Spider-Man toy that was probably $20 for his birthday. And but it looked like he enjoyed it. And so my niece's birthday is coming up. Since I gave that amount to her her brother, my nephew, I probably will try to stick to that. She's only 1 year old, so I think that I feel like a lot of people, in my opinion, overspend on gifts, and call me stingy, call me a Scrooge, but I think that there can be times where you could be really generous, but you don't have to be really generous all the time, especially when you're laid off. So yeah, gifts right now. I don't have anything due. I think some birthdays are coming up next month, so I'll probably um I'll probably account for that. Actually, both my niece and my mom's birthday are coming up next month. Um, I was suggesting that my mom go to this Korean spa with me because it's free on your birthday, but she said she wanted just like a regular spa or massage instead. So, I don't know. I might just give her some cash. I'll have to like talk to her about that because I don't yeah. I used to give her a lot of spa gifts and spa dates before, but like over $100 right now for that is we'll probably have to talk about that because I'm planning to give her some other gifts like during my wedding. I want to like take her out to get her nails done for my wedding and stuff. We already decided that she doesn't need hair or makeup. I'm not gonna pay for my hair and makeup. I'm gonna do my own hair and makeup, so that helps save some money there. So I think because of the situation I am in, I'm probably gonna have to just talk to my mom to see what she would value more, like let her know that I was planning to pay for her nails, um, because I think I want to get my nails done during the wedding, but we'll see. I could also do my own nails. I'm really good at doing my own nails. I have some nail tutorials on my channel here too. Um, anyways, gifts. Uh, let's see if I have enough to give $200 in gifts. I think I should be fine. Um, like, yes, I want to be extra, extra careful of every single dollar and penny I have during these times that I'm not making an income. But, like, I have to remind myself I have saved money and I'm okay. However, I'll probably make a different video about this with like my wedding expenses, and I've been some more wedding planning, but my wedding expenses have shot way up more than expected. I'm kind of like a little shocked and surprised how much wedding expenses can really shoot up. And I'm only having like 100-person wedding. But man, there's just expenses that shoot up. So I just want to be very like laser focused on every cent and dollar. And hopefully I won't be a curmudgeon and hopefully I won't bring everybody else's mood down by doing that. Anyways, let's say $20 for my niece, uh, like a little bit less than $200 for my mom. We'll see. Maybe we'll make that like $100. I don't need to be spending $200 for my mom's birthday. It's okay. I've given them a lot of money over the years. And of course I could never replace like how okay, going into like how this is me rambling again, but like they raised me, of course I could never pay back anything, but 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 I've given like very generous gifts in the past, and it's okay if I'm not generous every single year because things happen, like getting laid off. Anyways, why am I trying to come up with so many excuses? I don't need to explain myself. Internet bill, that's due around the 18th, so I'm probably going to check this before then. But just in case, let's say that's in progress as well. Monthly subscriptions, that stays around the same. I will go through that in the bottom. I'm canceled and canceling. Ugh. I canceled most of my subscriptions. I'm canceling another one next month as well. Car insurance, that's like every 6 months. That's not coming due soon, so I'm gonna leave that. Charity, we will leave that. like that. Groceries and food. So I think that I'm gonna be spending more on groceries, maybe a little bit because I'm gonna try not to eat out as much. So I've been spending 400. Um, yeah, let's keep it at 400. Uh, I could I could really cut back and really spend a lot less, but grocery prices are going up as well. I just like went to the grocery store and saw $8 to $10 carton of dozen eggs, and that was the first time I think I decided to not get eggs because it's so expensive. So, yeah, that's gonna be different. I'm gonna change some of my estimates here as well. Um, gas car, uh, gas. I am not traveling a lot, but I'm just gonna keep that at 100 just in case. Entertainment that could go down to 200. My entertainment's just gonna be based around my wedding for the next 2 months or so. Car registration, I need to do that, and I need to do a car inspection by next month. So I'm gonna add that as well. Plus inspect. Oop, unpack, inspect, inspect. Okay, so that's like another $35. So let's do 140 for that. Wedding venue luckily is paid for. Engagement rings paid for. I'm so glad. Let's look at some of my subscriptions and renewals. So I closed my Ring Cloud recording. They raised the price on that. Credit cards. So I have the IHG credit card. And next month they're gonna charge me the 99 yearly uh, annual fee, and I'm gonna call them to cancel that and get that refunded. So that's gonna be canceled. Mint Mobile is like my cell phone bill is for, I believe, 6 months, 180 days. Yeah, that's 6 months. So that's like the only really needed monthly or yearly expense I have. Everything else I closed. So for Netflix, for monthly subscriptions, everything I closed except Netflix. I did reactivate it for a month. This month, I thought like, why not? But I usually never make things recurring, and they raised the price $1. But here's a trick for people who don't use their subscriptions every single month. Some of you do, and like then you don't need to use this tip. However, if you're like me and you don't use your subscription every month, or you like to switch subscriptions, right after you pay for the subscription, a lot of times you're already on the website. Like for Netflix, they asked me, even though I was trying to sign in through my TV, they asked me to link to my phone and go to the website and sign up there. You're right after you buy the subscription, you're already on the website. Go to your account, click cancel subscription right away. And so I've been trying to do that a lot more. For this, it took a day, and then I remembered, oh yeah, I could cancel it. So yesterday, I reactivated the subscription. Today, right before this, I canceled it. And the beauty of that is like not all subscriptions will do this. You'll have to read the terms carefully, but most subscriptions will cancel it for you. However, you could use it for that month that you paid for already. And then when the month ends, you it will cancel automatically for you because you set it up to cancel then. And you don't have to worry about, this is what I used to do. I used to put a calendar reminder saying cancel subscription it is ending tomorrow, and that would work like maybe 70% of the time. Like, oh, okay, I gotta remember to cancel my subscription. And then a lot of times I would miss, and a lot of times I would be charged that extra. Yes, it's like $10 of subscription might not sound like a lot, but hey, this is how I believe I've been able to save this much cash and this much money and be okay with like a good emergency fund. Like $10 a month adds up. So you want to be careful of that. Cancel right away. And so that's what I did. It's already canceled, but I'm going to put it here because it is active right now. And then I already have the note canceled upcoming, so that's fine. So I highlight the ones that are active. These are subscriptions that I kept this here. It looks like so much, but it's just a reminder of like these are all the subscriptions I've used in the past, and it's just a reminder of even though it's 5 to 10, sometimes 20, $30 a month, adding these up all together, it really, at least for me and my mentality, it helps. It really reminds you that it adds up to a lot of money. One subscription here, two subscriptions there, and then suddenly you start just like adding it like, what's another $5? What's another $10? But adding these all up, it's a lot of money. So I urge people to re-look at their subscriptions, list it out all in the same place like this. You could use my budget template that I have as well. I added some preloaded samples. You could replace it with your own subscriptions that you use. All the calculations are added up automatically here. You just need to fill it in, and then you'll see like everything, how everything is added up. So yeah. So Nintendo Switch, I forgot to not add this because that one I closed. So I'm gonna put an A in front of it. I want to remind myself how much it was and how much it cost. And it will also show me like, oh, it used to be cheaper before. Look how much it raised. Like Netflix was $6.99, now it's $7.99, and just like also showing like, oh, if I wanted to activate it, this is how much it would cost. So on and so forth. That is the left side. Okay, so now is a process where I have everything added up and make sure I have enough in my checking account for immediately to pay right away. So before I start paying these bills, I want to make sure I'm not going to overdraft and I could make those payments. So I will make sure whichever account I'm paying from has enough. Usually they're going to come out of my savings. So 17,000, I have enough. And some of them will come out of my Capital One. 15,000, I have enough. I forgot to add some expenses. So wedding venue is paid for, but some other expenses I have coming up. Wedding dress tailor is an expense that I'm going to pay within the next month. This one's expensive, guys. I made an appointment, but I'm going to shop around to see if I could find something a little bit cheaper. However, I did make the decision to buy a really good dress, at least in my opinion, a really good dress. Like my dress, and I'll go in more like detail of the prices and stuff, but I'll reveal to you guys now. My dress, I had a budget about $1,800 to $2,000. So I got my dress for $2,000. Since it's like a quick wedding coming up, I bought it kind of as a discount off the floor. You know, the straps, some of the like the removable strap buttons were a little bit falling off, so I got a little bit of a discount. But I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I feel like it feels like more expensive. And 1,000, I've never bought a dress for over $1,000, or even over like anywhere close to that. However, so this is expensive for me, but however, I'm so glad I didn't watch too much of the shows like Say Yes to the Dress, because I've been watching them so much now and it's so fun as you're wedding planning. But yeah, I'm definitely considered a budget bride in like Kleinfeld's eyes, but those are high-end stores and stuff. Anyways, I spent that much for my dress. My tailoring is gonna be like at least half that price at the place I'm looking for, which is so crazy. But I think that is kind of the going rate. It's weird because I heard people get alterations for $500. Mine's gonna be at least 1,000 up to 1,500, which is a lot for tailoring. However, my dress has to be taken down 4 sizes. There's a couple things that need to be done with it. There's a detachable train that I kind of want to, I think I want to shorten and maybe fluff up some more. So that might be the normal going rate, but I'm going to try to shop around. However, I'm going to put the top price that I think I might have to pay, just in case. 1,500. Other expenses. I have my tax bill coming up. I think it's gonna be like 9,000 something, but I'm just gonna put 10,000 just in case, just to give a buffer. So I have to do it this way. Tax bill, which is a huge expense while I'm paying for my wedding as well. Tax bill is 10,000. Oh. So, yeah, the rollover is crazy. I should have used the option to take the taxes out of my rollover balance. That would be great. So I could still have my cold hard cash, $10,000 cash with me and usable still. So yeah, a lot of expenses. But immediately, it's only gonna be, it's still a lot of money, but it's only gonna be $4,500. So I have that to pay immediately. I could go ahead and start taking action on the in progress stuff. And then for the amount to save, luckily it looks like I do have enough. So the amount to save includes the needed in checking. So the total I need in cash the next month is 16,000, and it looks like I have that all in one account. I was going to use Capital One also to pay my tax bills, so we have some buffer. And yeah, I think as another month goes by, I think there might be a few thousand more that I'm spending from my pocket on wedding. Luckily, the biggest, most important expenses are out of the way. The wedding venue, the catering, the dress. We even were able to have the photographer generously paid for by my by my husband's parents, my in-laws as well. We still have to pay for the videographer. I think that's going to come out of my fiance's account, the videographer. But everything else for expenses for the wedding, honestly, are completely optional. But I do foresee that we might add like an extra dish on the buffet or an extra hors d'oeuvre platter, which we can account for. So there might be like $2,000 to $3,000 that I need to account for in the next month. And so since I won't be making income or not expecting to, let's account that in. $3,000 wedding extras. Extras. $3,000. Let's see if I have that. Okay. And then also I already made the decision to pay for a lot of hotel lodging. So that is, of course, was completely optional. But I kind of already made that promise, and I think I could still afford it, especially if we're getting help with the wedding photographer. So that's gonna be up to $5,000, but it might not be that much. So wedding wedding hotel. I'm kind of sweating because I'm seeing all of these numbers due at this time, and I'm not making an income. So not gonna lie, I'm feeling sweaty. So wedding lodging, let's go with that. Oops, lodging. That's going to be $5,000. So you could see how the expenses add up a lot. Oh, that's all right. That's like $10,000 extra that I plan to pay out of my pocket for wedding. But we'll see. I think that I might have enough to cover cash because yeah, at the end of the day, it will be our funds shared. So as long as I have enough, let's see. I have actually 32,000 in my checking. 25,000 planning to spend. So I think we're in the clear. It's just that I'm in this season that I've never seen big numbers like this, so many big numbers like this ever going out of my account at the same time with the wedding expenses and the taxes. That it's just like kind of like making my chest a little tight. However, I have to give myself a little pat on the back, a little kudos, I have to say. And of course, I don't mean to be like, I always have to be careful of these videos I post online because I am not in a desperate, desolate situation. I try to remind myself. I like to put myself in the mindset that I'm living paycheck to paycheck so I could save a lot of money. But I am proud of myself that I've been able to save this much money and I've been able to, for the most part, be smart with my money. And I have enough cash to cover all of this. And I want to teach you guys how to do that too. I want to help you guys be in this similar mindset that I've been in, to be disciplined with savings, and when you lose your job, ways you could cut back and ways you don't have to spend for this and that. Like even though yes, like definitely treat yourself at times, but you know, definitely watch your money. And I want to help as many people as possible be in a situation like this where they could save money like this as well. So, anyways, that's a goal for this channel for sure. Um, so okay, I could breathe a little bit easier now that I know I could cover it. So I think we'll be in the clear. I just need to watch my spending outside of anything wedding related. Watch my going out to eat, because going out to eat is one of the biggest expenses and one of the biggest wastes of money ever. And so I put it in entertainment. So I just have to be careful of that. Yeah, I could still allow myself to be stingy on gifts. I will allow myself that flexibility. Even though I have some buffer, like that's gonna be my emergency savings. I'm not gonna be depleting my emergency savings out here just because I um, just because I um, have money to spend. Okay, so here's the thing that will still make my chest tighten, because I don't know, I'm kind of like, so I'm kind of forced into a sabbatical right now. I'm still open to jobs, so, but I have been contemplating, what if, one, I don't get a job for a while, and two, what if I do want to take a break, take a breather for a couple months, a year, 2 years? So looking at the actual cash I have, honestly, it is not enough to take off work unless I can get money somewhere else. And in 2 months, I think when I sell my house, I have a mortgage of 212. When I sell my house, I will get some cushion, and that will help. My home down payment, I don't really want to uh take that out. Oh, I want to save that for my down payment. Robinhood, I have 20,000 extra there, possibly. So let's look at some things. Okay, this is where I'm planning. Oh, we'll see if this is going to be enough and how many months this will ideally last me after I pay all these huge expenses. Let's see what I estimate for my monthly expenses. So, mortgage, I'm going to keep that at like 1600, 1622. I don't know why the bill was lower this month. I can't count on that. My last bill was over 1600, so I'm going to keep it at that. HOA, 95. Electric bill, it's been pricey because it's been so cold and I've been keeping the space heater on like all the time. So, but the weather is getting better, so I'm hoping it will be less, but let's do 120 because my bills for heat have been higher. $50. So now we see it's 120 for 3 months, I want to say. So that's still $50, I think. That's fine. Gym, no gym. Property tax, we'll keep that $15 a month. No investments. Gifts, yeah, we'll keep that at $30 a month, and that will accumulate over the year to be bigger on birthdays and stuff, I think. Internet bills, $60. Monthly subscriptions. So it's $33 now. I'm planning to cut this in half to about $16, $17 per month. Car insurance, 60. Charity, we'll reassess that. Groceries, food, 400. I might reassess that. Car, let's do 50. Like for this month and next month, I'm probably going to be driving a lot for the wedding stuff, so it's going to be 100, but I'm going to try to keep it to, yeah, I'm trying to see how much expenses will be in the next 2 months. Entertainment, we'll keep that 200. There's like miscellaneous stuff as well, so we'll see. Okay, so let's sum this up. So under $3,000, which I'm happy about. Those are my fixed expenses under $3,000. $2,069 to be exact. So I'm just gonna say my expenses per month. Let's say it's gonna be 3,000. And so, will I be able to survive the next 2 months unemployed if I have to spend 3,000 each month? So that will be 6,000 altogether. So let's put it in. Next 2 month expenses. Copy, paste. Next 2 months expenses. Let's put 6,000. Okay, this is where it's going to get close. Okay, I am okay. I will be okay for the next 2 months. However, I don't know when I can sell my house. I'm probably going to put it on for sale after the wedding reception. So when I put it on for sale, I don't know if it will take a month or more to sell. So let's be a little bit conservative, and God forbid, boot up forbid, whichever God forbid, that I can sell my house within 7 months. But let's say um, that I'm not employed the rest of the year for, um, let's see, May is the 5th, and then there's 12 months in the year, so there will be 7 months after, 2 months now. So for 9 months, um, what if I and one unemployed and two can't sell the house? So that's gonna be 3,000 times 9. Um, uh, Equals 3,000 times 9. Oh, this makes me this makes me more nervous. Okay, 27,000 dollars. Oh God. Whew, okay, I'm starting to not be able to breathe again. Okay, it's, 9 months. Okay. Okay. So let's see how much I have in my other savings. 51,900. Oh my goodness. Okay. So 51,000. I have 32,000 there. So I need 20,000 more. Okay. All right. So that means if the market stays, I if the market stays, I can just withdraw completely from my Robinhood and I don't have to touch my mutual funds at all, which is nice because my mutual fund is newer. I've had Robinhood this balance for years and I haven't touched it, so I could definitely withdraw that without any capital gains, like without any extra, capital gains tax, which is an extra bigger tax. But if I start withdrawing from the mutual funds, I don't know how much of that 71,000 I could withdraw without the extra capital one gains tax. So capital gains tax. So I think I'm either today or soon. I think I'll probably make the decision to completely close out my Robinhood account and put this money into my high yield savings account. Like, I don't know, I think either SoFi or Open Bank had the highest interest rate. So at least that will make me a positive guaranteed 4 to 5%, 4.4% interest rate. For now, at least. They always keep changing the interest rates. But at least I'm guaranteed that my money will not go down because the market is going down right now. I can't predict what will happen with the market tomorrow or the day after, but it kind of also sucks that I'm like withdrawing at a down market now because like I lost 5% of this balance within the last few weeks. So that's kind of a big drop. 5% is a big drop in a few weeks because if you annualize that, like that was 2 weeks ago or something, that's 10% in a month. That's like over 100. I don't want to think about that. It doesn't really happen that way. Over 100% drop in a year. But yeah, 5% drop is a lot. So, but at the same time, I only lost $1,000 for that. I think I could stomach that loss versus trying to wait and time the market because timing the market never works. So, and I am not a tax professional. I am not a finance professional. This is not advice for what you should do with your money. Definitely, I don't want to be responsible for any people's like bad decisions for sure. So, like with investment advice, definitely do what's best for you. But for me, in my mindset, I am pretty risk averse. So I'd rather take a guaranteed like 4.4% increase, annual increase. That's like, for now, it's 4.4% versus like risking next week the market's going to drop another 5%. And that would feel so bad. And if it raises back up to 5%, that's okay. And if it raises even more in the market, that's okay. I think I am just in a situation right now where I need all the stability I can get. And that doesn't mean putting everything to cash. That doesn't mean like withdrawing all of my money from the banks and hiding it under my mattress, because that's probably the worst thing you could do, because you're actually losing money every day doing that. But I'm gonna try to like lower the volatility a little bit with just like the regular stock pickings and just eliminate that risk and put it in a safer investment. Like the mutual fund is safer. That's true as well. Robinhood, it's all individual stocks. Like it's basically play money for me. Not no, it's not play. $20,000 is a lot of money that I earned, that I worked for, But it is definitely my riskiest investment, because I pick individual stocks in that just to see how it goes. But I think it's time that eliminate. I can eliminate individual stock picks right now. So, yeah, I think today that's what I'll do. I'll move this money into here, and then I will assure myself, as long as I keep my wedding costs in check, don't spend any more than this. And I was conservative. These are like the max I'll have to pay. I'll probably owe less than this, maybe $1,000 less than this, hopefully. So these are a little bit conservative numbers, and like $3,000 a month is definitely conservative. I've shown that I could definitely spend $300 less per month. So, but that will make me feel better that I have that cash on hand for the rest of the entire year for $52,000. And then I will just assess my situation come 2026, how I am, whether I have a job then or whether I don't. That I will budget stuff. Who knows if kids will come into the future? I don't know. We'll see about that. So I don't like, we'll see if I'll still be spending $3,000 a month from my like, I guess, side of expenses as well. Uh yeah. So I will go ahead and do that. I will make sure I have the cash on hand. And of course, that is, I will be ready for worst case scenario. So that is worst case scenario. I don't know, still have these high expenses for the rest of the year. I can't sell my house, so I still have to make these expenses. All right. This is a huge wake up call. This is definitely a huge wake up call of like how scary things can get during a time where I am planning to spend the most money I've ever spent in my life at one time. Like, yes, I did pay for a $120,000 MBA, which I was really proud of, and I did kind of liken it. I paid that in like chunks every semester. And I did kind of liken it to paying for a small wedding every few months. But, and that was a huge accomplishment of mine. But this is definitely the biggest expenses my biggest year of spending this year. So, um, I feel good that I have the savings. I worked hard for this. This is what I worked hard for. This is what I prepared for. This is why you have an emergency savings, and just work smart with your money so you don't have to go into debt for this. Um, I have a good support system. I feel emotional thinking about that, and like I have some expenses that my parents, EPS, my fiance's parents, were able to generously help out for. And so I'm so super, super grateful that they were able to help out in a lot of the expenses with the wedding. And my parents did say, anything else I need help with, let me know. Let them know. So I am very grateful for the support system. But at the same time, I'm so, so proud of myself that like I, I'm okay with the money I have right now. I'll be okay. And that's making me a little emotional. It's scary to see these numbers, and I think that I will be okay. And this is a time that I need to embrace, and I think I can fully embrace, even if I need to take a sabbatical and just concentrate on myself and my own creative endeavors and not feel too much pressure that I'm not drowning in debt or I will be okay. Um I was going to show another part of this spreadsheet where it goes month by month my expenses and my income or lack of income coming. But this video has been long enough, and it pretty much is just like what I just went through, just like through the end of the year, the next 9 months. This is how much I will be spending at the most, and this is how much I will have for the end of the year if I don't have any more money, including not being able to sell my house. So I think I already kind of did that exercise here. I don't need to keep you guys longer. Thank you so much for watching along. I definitely want to continue pursuing my creative endeavors, which includes this YouTube channel and a few of my other YouTube channels, like my gaming channel, my music channel, that I have linked in below the description and on my main page as well. So if you like this kind of content or just other contents I have, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Definitely consider subscribing. It would help me so, so, so much. And just, good vibes all around. I wish you the best of luck as well if you are in a position where you're laid off or you're needing to come up with how to pay for these expenses. I want to walk alongside you as well. So if you have any questions, let me know. Feel free to check out my other budgeting videos and my template in the description below. I want to help out as many people as possible with these similar situations, and you might not have the savings that I do, but just being in the mindset where you could be in a position where you will feel safe with money. And I think that's the most important thing. So, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. We'll be uploading more videos. All right, see ya.